and welcome. My guest today on Beautiful People is one of the world's most popular Hollywood stars. I dare say he's India's favorite Hollywood star. He's the quintessential performer. He can act, he can make you laugh, he can sing, and boy can he dance. I'm talking about John Travolta. He's the best known face of disco, but his body of work, his films have outlived and outshone that popular cultural phase. And he's in Mumbai on what seems to be a whistle-stop visit, isn't it?
Yes, thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Are you flattered?
Yes.
Do I get more time than I'm allotted?
Well, you have more time than anybody today, so that was marvelous. Thank you. Brighten me up. I don't even need a coffee now.
But John Travolta, when people say they fly into a city, they mean something quite different from when you say you fly into a city, isn't it?
That's true.
So you have piloted a big jet plane to Bombay.
That is correct. I flew a Boeing 707 from my house in Florida to Bombay or Mumbai, whatever you prefer. But I stopped in Helsinki overnight. I couldn't do it all in one day, so and rested, and then I flew. But I enjoy the big plane, and I enjoy flying. Did
you have to hover over Mumbai airport? Because
no.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Is that because you're John Travolta?
No, we arrived at midnight, and even though there's heavy traffic leaving, you know, it's a pretty big crossroads of the world here. We got straight in. We were vectored right in, and I don't know if they knew it was me or not, but it was pretty exciting, you know, because you know everyone wants to go to India, and India is exotic and intriguing, and everybody's grows up with all these illusions of India. So I was very excited. I'd never been here, and my family's with me, and they had never been here, so it was wonderful.
Thanks to Breitling, you're here, the Swiss watchmakers. So that's the plug bit is done. Now the question is that why wasn't India on your map before this? Because the Hollywood studios are here.
I agree.
Someone you worked with, Sylvester Stallone, who's directed you, has made a brief appearance in a Hindi film. What's taken John Travolta so long?
I don't know. I'm with you. I'm glad Breitling offered me the opportunity to come to India. But one guess is the India film community is so successful and so independent that it doesn't really need the rest of the world to support it. So I think you need to come to India to show them that you would love to be part of their industry, because it's like Australia. And Australia is a very powerful country and a very wealthy country, and it needs no real help from anyone else. So I think you're almost too successful to need Hollywood.
And yet, you know, John Travolta, your films would have found and have found a lot of love and fans here in India. You must know that.
I do know that, and I've heard that many times. And I've wanted my whole life to come here, so I'm just glad it happened. And now I can start a whole new chapter in my relationship with India.
Okay. Can we talk about the first film that, you know, not your first film, the film that made you really popular and made you the star that we now know today, and that is Saturday Night Fever.
Yes.
Why did you pick it? Because from what I know, the film was a small budget film,
yes.
It was shot on location. You were going through a tough personal time at that period.
I was.
Why did you do that film?
Well, it was a good movie.
Excellent movie.
Yeah, and it was a good character. And you know, young people aren't offered a lot of characters in films with the level of gravitas and depth that film offered. So I knew that. I had been offered a Terrence Malick film called Days of Heaven that also offered that, but I wasn't able to do it because of logistics. But I just didn't think it would be the big hit that it was, because I thought it was too small a slice of life, reflection of humanity of the suburbs of New York, and I didn't think there'd be a lot of people interested in that. But I think the music and the dancing and everyone identifying with a young person's struggle with identity allowed it to become this big deal that it became worldwide. But it was a surprise to me.